that the more you are attached to the masjid, the more you are a man. Rijal, because where does the woman pray? Where is the woman supposed to pray? In the masjid or at home? At home. She may pray in the masjid. Do not prevent the woman from attending the masjid, we know that. But the asl is where? In her house. Her salah in the house is better than her salah in the masjid. And the Prophet ﷺ cursed the men who resemble women and the women who resemble men. So when a brother prays at home, then he is falling under this particular violation. That's why the verse says, Rijal, men. So the man is not about how big you are, how much you can flex your muscles, how many people you can beat up in one wrestling match. That's not what the man is measured by. The man is measured by the masajid. You may be a skinny tiny guy like myself, but if you go to the masjid on time, then in the sight of Allah Azza wa Jal, you are a rajul, you are a man for real. Because a real man will enter Jannah. And the Prophet ﷺ said that on the day of judgment, the big man will be brought, and he will not weigh the wing of a mosquito on the actual scales. He will not even weigh as a fly on the scale. His size is not going to benefit. نسأل الله تعالى العافية. So the idea is about rijal. What does the verse say? رجال لا تليهم تجارة ولا بيع عن ذكر الله. Men who know business, trade, or selling, keep them away from the remembrance of Allah and establishing the salah and paying the zakah. Now let me ask you a question. Notice now the verse says that these men are not distracted by business and money. And this is the most important thing for the life of a human being. وَتُحِبُّونَ الْمَالَ حُبًّا جَمًّا وَإِنَّهُ لِحُبِّ الْخَيْرِ لَشَدِيدٌ. And you love money abundantly. Allah gave us the reality of the son of Adam. Don't you love money? Is there anyone here who does not love money? We love money, even the believers. But of course we use it in the obedience of Allah. But Allah said that we love money. So that the most important thing that would usually distract people from the masjid is what? Business. Business and trade. So the scholars say, if Allah said that the business and the trade does not keep him from the remembrance of Allah and go into the masjid, then what about things that are less important? Like a silly soap opera, or some funny movie, or some game, or some soccer, as we see today on Jumu'ah, the last hour before Maghrib, the time where the dua is accepted by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, everybody's busy playing a soccer match. Until the adhan is called and the iqamah is called and everybody's running, sweating, trying to make it to the place to wash themselves, make wudu, and only Allah knows what kind of prayer they will establish. Why? If the money is not keeping the people away from the masajid, then how has other less important things made it? How did they make it there? This is an indication, my brothers, that our iman is not sound. That we are not really understanding this deen in the right context. If we truly understood these verses, you will not dare to be anywhere except in the house of Allah. What is it? Before the adhan? After the adhan? Before the iqamah? La. The righteous predecessors used to say, إذا رأيت الرجل يتساهل في الصف الأول فاغسل يدك منه. If you see a man being easygoing, lenient in praying in the first row, wash yourself away from him. Don't hang out with him. He will lead you astray. Sufyan ibn Uyayna rahimahullah used to say, لا تكن مثل عبد السوء لا يأتي الصلاة حتى ينادى لا يأتي حتى ينادى ائتي الصلاة قبل النداء. He says, do not be like the wicked slave. He does not come until his master calls him. Come to the salah before the call. They used to go to the masjid before the adhan is called. They used to consider the one who goes to the masjid after the adhan a person with shortcomings, taqsir. And many of the tabi'een, for 40 years he did not miss takbirat al-ihram. 40 years. One of them said, for 40 years I did not see the behind of anyone in front of me in the salah. For 40 years he did not pray in the second row to see someone in front of him. La ilaha illallah. 40 years, ya Shaykh. You know how many prayers that is? Nowadays, Allah al-Musta'an, about our condition. And this is a reality. The salah in the masjid is something that is, you cry. Because it is so easy. It is so easy. You're going to the masjid anyway. You are going to the masjid anyway. Why do you let the shaitan fool you? What does the shaitan do? Alayhi la'natullah. he sees that you want to go to the masjid early, he will create anything that will keep you away. Suddenly, you feel like you need to clean. You know what I'm saying? You'll be at home, say, oh, must look at the dust, I should help my wife. Now the shaitan comes and gives you some other, he gives you through the deen, now don't admit it. He will not tell you strict directly, you will not listen to him. He will try to catch you from another Islamic teaching. A Muslim man should help his wife. Why don't you help your wife? Go ahead and mop the floor. Be a surprise for her. So they call in the adhan and the brothers pray in the masjid and he's sitting there trying to please your wife by mopping the floor. Yeah, Shaykh, barakallah feek. Jazakallahu khairan for being kind to your wife. But this is not the time right now. The shaitan is playing games with you, trying to keep you away from the ajr. Because as long as you are waiting for the salah, you are in salah. Imagine you go to the masjid before the adhan. 5 minutes. Then they call the adhan. Then 20 minutes until the iqamah. For 25 minutes Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you the reward of salah. You may be sitting there doing nothing. Imagine if you were also reciting the Quran, or remembering Allah, or enjoying the good, or forbidding the evil. Now you're getting double reward. Isn't that what we want on the day of judgment? That's why the verse says, يَخَافُونَ يَوْمًا تَتَقَلَّبُ فِيهِ الْقُلُوبُ وَالْأَبْصَارُ. They are afraid of a day where the hearts and the eyes will be overturned. From the day of judgment, which we just described earlier in the beginning of Surah Al-Hajj. So in reality, this is something within our reach. All you have to do is mentally prepare yourself for the salah. Ya akhi, know that Allah has expected of you 5 daily prayers. And give yourself some time. Before the adhan, your wudu is ready. You are in the condition, ready for the salah. So before the time of the salah begins, you are ready for the salah. If Allah decreed, someone called you on the phone, someone got you busy, you can get by. You may go after the adhan a few minutes, ma'lish. But what is not good is that we make it with the iqamah. Unless you have an excuse. Sometimes you have an excuse. Sometimes you're traveling, sometimes you're tired, you fall asleep without wanting to fall asleep. The excuses are with Allah Azza wa Jal. Everybody has an excuse with Allah. I'm talking about being consistent with laziness. My advice to me and you, to abandon that. If you want to be under the shade of Allah Azza wa Jal on the day of judgment, Wallah al-Azim, Allah made it easy. Let your heart be attached to the masjid. Go to the salah at the right time. Because attached to the masjid is not the one who makes it at the iqamah. Read what our righteous predecessors used to be about when it came to the salah in the masjid. They used to consider the man who doesn't come for the jama'ah a munafiq, a hypocrite. The Prophet ﷺ called him a hypocrite. He said the most heavy, the most difficult salah for the hypocrite is Fajr and Isha. And if they knew that they will find a piece of meat, they will come. Like today, if you tell the brother, Akhi, every brother, the first person to enter the masjid in the morning, here's the key for the Mercedes. What will happen? Wallah, you will not fall asleep. Wallah, some of us will not go to sleep like this all night, looking at the time, waiting in the line on the corner near the masjid to be the first. As soon as that, Bismillah, where's the key for the car? Ya Hajj. Subhanallah, if you're a Hajj. If you're not a Hajj, ya brother, the reward with Allah Azza wa Jal is better. Subhanallah, the reward with Allah is better than a Mercedes. What are you talking about? Talking about Jannah. You are trying to make it to Jannah. And Jannah is expensive, because everything in there is expensive. The last person to enter Jannah will get this dunya and 10 times equal to it. You know what that means? All the Rolls Royce, all the Bentleys, all the cars, all the treasures, all the gold, all the diamonds, from the time of Adam until the day of judgment. Combined times 10, this is for the last brother to enter Jannah. Let alone if you go early with those who are close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the tijara, the business that we should be looking forward to. So be careful of the tricks of the shaitan. I hope from this day on, we will at least try to qualify ourselves for the 7 understated of Allah through this al-qalb al-mu'allaq bil-masjid. Keep your heart attached to the masjid. Wallahi, it is easy for the one whom Allah makes it easy for. But does it happen while you're sleeping? No. وَالَّذِينَ جَاهَدُوا فِينَا لَنَهْدِيَنَّهُمْ سُبُلَنَا. Those who strive in our cause, we will guide them to our path. You must exert yourself. You start utilizing the means and the reasons to be early in the salah. And you will experience a life other than the life that you're leading today. Wallahi, if you have not been among those who attend the salah early and make it to the salah at the time of adhan or before the adhan, wallahi, you are not experiencing the life of Islam in the ultimate sense, and your iman has not reached perfection. If you are consistent with that, then you will experience a whole other Islamic life than the one you are experiencing today. If you don't believe me, and don't believe me, try it for yourself. I'm quoting this from others who have tried it. Don't think I'm speaking about myself. Try it yourself. Establish the salah in this fashion for some time and see how your life will become. The blessings will come from the heavens and the earth, and Allah will facilitate for you sustenance, because you think that by going to the masjid early you will lose on some business. La wallah. وَمَنْ يَتَّقِ اللَّهِ يَجْعَلْ لَهُ مَخْرَجًا وَيَرْزُقْهُ مِنْ حَيْثُ لَا يَحْتَسِبُ. Whosoever has taqwa of Allah, Allah will provide him from the least expected sources, and He will make a way out for him from every difficulty. A promise from Allah. You go to the masjid on time, and don't worry about the rest, and you will see what I'm talking about, bi'idhnillah. So then the third brother, رَجُلٌ قَلْبُهُ مُعَلَّقٌ بِالْمَسَاجِدِ. 3, 4, another easy one. Inshallah we already have it. رَجُلَانِ تَحَابَّا فِي اللَّهِ اجْتَمَعَا عَلَيْهِ وَتَفَرَّقَا عَلَيْهِ.